everyone. Today I am explaining about transistor. Transistor is a basic electronic component which can act as an amplifier as well as a switch. Amplifier means boosting a weak signal, and switch is just like our regular switch. It can turn off and it can turn off. So our transistor can act as like an amplifier and like a switch. So here I am explaining about the working of a transistor as a switch. Basically, the transistor have three terminals: emitter, base, and collector. Okay, circuit diagram of a transistor which have three terminals: emitter E, collector is represented as C, and base is represented as B. Okay, so here I am explaining about the switching, explaining about the transistor just act like a switch. So the base have a special role in acting like a switch. When we are giving a voltage to the base, the transistor is turned on and then a current flow starts through the transistor, and in a wall circuit, it can act as a closed circuit. Okay, if there is no power or there is no voltage at the base, then the transistor is in off state, which means there is no current flow. So in the wall circuit, the transistor can act like a open switch. Okay, so this is the working of the transistor, just act like a switch. Look at this GIF, and here the button is expresses X, just like our base. When we are giving a voltage to this, the transistor is on and there is a current flow from the collector to the emitter. And when the switch is open, then there is no current flow. Okay, so this is the basic working of transistor, just like a switch in circuits. Okay, so here I'm explaining about the switching property of transistor in a circuit. For that, we need two resistors. First one is 330 ohm resistor and another one is 120 kilo ohm resistor. And here I am using a transistor of NPN type and its name is BC547. And here I am using an LED, that means the light emitting diode, and a battery and some wire. So these are all the components which we need to connect the circuit, and we can design the circuit and we can see what is happening inside this circuit and the property, the switching property of transistor. Okay. And here this represents the symbol of transistor, and this is the resistor. Both these are resistors, and this symbolizes the LED. And here I connected a battery of 5 volt. Okay, so these are the components, and the transistor have basically three terminals: emitter, base, and collector. The emitter can be identified by using this arrow. If there is an arrow in any terminal, that is actually the emitter of transistor. Okay, so this is the emitter, and this one is the collector, and this is the middle one is the base. So that is the three terminals of a transistor. Here I just connected the emitter portion of transistor to the ground and the negative side of the battery. The collector side is connected with an LED, and which is followed by a resistor, and then other end of resistor is connected with the positive side of battery. And again, a positive side of battery have a connection with the base through a 120 kilo ohm resistor. So this is the simple circuit diagram which I designed to show the working of transistor as a switch in this circuit. Okay, so in this circuit, what is actually happening? If we connect the base to a power source, a small current flow is happen through the base. Okay, at that time, the transistor become on and started a current flow. So our LED will start to turn on, and if there is no current passes through the base, which means there is no connection from the battery to the base through a resistor, what will happen? The transistor is in off state, which means there is a switch which is in open state. Okay, so there is no current flow through the circuit, then our LED will not going to turn on. So this is the working of circuit. And now I have a question that this is actually like a closed circuit. That means the negative side is connected with the emitter and the collector is connected with the positive side of battery. And if just avoid the connection of base. And here we got a closed circuit, then why don't the LED is turned on? Why? The reason is the transistor, because the transistor here is acting like a switch. That means a open switch. That means the normal switch which is in off state. Okay, so the transistor is not going to transmit or not going to pass a current flow. So here is there is no current flow and the LED is not turned on. Okay, so I designed this circuit diagram in a Tinkercad software, and now we can simulate the circuit and we can see what is happening inside the circuit. Okay, this is the for saving our time, I just designed the circuit in a breadboard. So this is the transistor having three legs: collector, base, and emitter. The LED having two legs, the cathode and anode. These are resistors, and this is the 9-volt battery here. Okay, so connections are given as per the circuit diagram that I already explained. And here we can see what is happening at, when we simulate the circuit. After simulation, the LED is turned on because there is a power. Is connected. The positive voltage is connected to the resistor, and this resistor is connected to the base. So there is a small current passing through the base, and there is a current flow to the LED, and then our LED is turned on. Okay, then I stopped the simulation. I just disconnect the connection to the base and I removed this resistor, and look at the base, we have no connection. And at that time, I just started the simulation and just look, the LED is in off state. But look, we connected the positive side of battery to the LED. LEDs can anode, and the negative side is connected to the transistor emitter. So here we can see a closed circuit. But our transistor is in off state. So here the transistor is acting as a switch which is in off state. So the LED do not get any power to glow. Okay, so that is the reason behind our LEDs off state. So I just again connect this resistor, and here there is a current pass through the base, and I just started the simulation and we can see our LED is started to on. Okay, so this is the circuit diagram and this is the output of the circuit diagram, and here we can see the importance of base, and base is helping the transistor to turn on and off. That means the base help the transistor to act like a switch in this circuit. Okay.